He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it to Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. Micaiah Todd, touchdown.
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Frazier wins it. The championship.
You are looking at a cold night, a Halloween night at Crampton Bowl here in Montgomery, Alabama. We've got a great game coming your way. Auburn Tigers 6-3 on the year, taking on Park Crossing at 3-6. Both teams are playoff bound, and it should be a dandy of a ball game tonight. Good evening, everyone, and welcome in to our Halloween edition of the AHSAA Game of the Week. Tommy Wood, along with Coach Rick Rhodes. And, Coach, you look at this ball game. First of all, the temperature has dropped. The intensity's picking up as you start heading toward the playoffs.
Well, it's definitely a cold night. You know, the temperature will probably be in the mid-30s by the time this game's over with, and it's the first time we've seen it this year. But we do have two playoff teams, and I can tell you one of the things that you don't want to do as a coach, you do not want to go into playoff football after a loss. So this is a big game in that regard.
Everybody's trying to play their best football game heading into the stretch, and a good matchup tonight. When you take a look at the Auburn Tigers, they've got an outstanding running back, and let's talk a little bit about Aaron Diggs.
Well, Aaron Diggs has done a little bit of everything during his time at Auburn. Was a very good linebacker, catches the ball well. This year he has been their go-to running back, and he'll be very important tonight. He's already committed to Coastal Carolina.
We a few weeks ago got a chance to watch Park Crossing, and both of us walked away impressed with quarterback Trevor Robinson.
Well, we liked him so much we thought we'd name him again as our player to watch. He was the Montgomery Area Player of the Week last week, and I think you've got some numbers on him from there, Tommy.
You've got a big ball game coming your way, and several keys in this ball game. Let's talk about the Heritage Freight warehousing and logistic keys to the game, Coach.
Well, you know, we made them pretty simple. Auburn has got to run the football. The running game establishes everything else in their offense, and Coach Weingarten said that was a very, very important aspect of the game for them. For Park Crossing, they're an underdog in this game. They're not going to drive the ball up and down the field at will. They're going to have to get explosive plays on offense. They're going to have to keep them away from doing that when Auburn has the ball.
Great ball game coming your way tonight. Keep it locked here all night long. It's the Auburn Tigers and Park Crossing coming your way from the Crampton Bowl right after this.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. The road to Jordan-Hare starts this Friday on WOTM with live first-round AHSAA playoff coverage featuring the Sylacauga Aggies visiting Death Valley to take on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Stay with WOTM each Friday for live games every round of the playoffs and on to Jordan-Hare for exclusive TV coverage of the Alabama High School Athletic Association Super 7 only on WOTM.
Back at Crampton Bowl, getting set for tonight's ball game. Auburn and Park Crossing going head-to-head. Again, this is a non-region game here in week number 10, but still two good teams getting after each other as they start getting ready for the playoffs. This guy right here has been getting it done for a while. Adam Weingarten, his 10th season as a head coach. Overall record 90-27. And at Auburn, he is 41-16, Coach. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it really is. He's built a great program there. They're a consistent playoff team, and they're going back to the big dance again this year as well.
On the other side, Coach C.J. Harris, his first season as head coach at Park Crossing, and you see that on the sweatshirt there, building tradition. That's exactly what he's trying to do, is establish a tradition power down in the Montgomery area. So he's trying to get that going here tonight as they wind up their regular season, making the playoffs a big step for this program.
Yeah, it really is. Former head coach at Lanier High School in Montgomery. He knows the Montgomery area, and as you said, he's got him in the playoffs. So two playoff teams should be a good one.
Kicking it off will be Auburn, and back to return. Javier Taylor stands deep to return the kick here. A short kick taken at about the 6-yard line. Taylor trying to get to a wall, gets a good block, now comes around the corner. The pursuit will catch him and drop in at the 20-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for this Park Crossing offense.
Near the 20
Of course, the guy that's going to make this go is number 7, Trevor Robinson, who we talked about in our pregame show. Dual threat guy that can beat you with his arm or with his legs. It'll be fun to watch him again. We had him in the first game of the year. It'll be fun to see how he's developed.
6'2", 190, the senior. So he'll open up with a couple of wide outs either way. Bring motion across the formation, and Robinson's going to keep it right up the middle. He'll pick up a couple of yards. Set up second down at about 8. He's coming off really his best game of the year last week. 10 of 14, 145 yards. Had a couple of touchdowns passing. He also ran for 110 and a couple more. They had a big 31-12 win over Carver last Friday night. So he's trying to keep that momentum going, but it'll be tough. They're going to get some running lanes up the middle. They'll give it off. We're going to stop this one before it gets underway. They were trying to go a little dive up the middle there. Well, the flag comes in, and looks like it's going to be offsides against this Auburn defense, getting into the neutral zone.
You know, Auburn's going to work out of that 3-3 stack defense, and they're going to give you a lot of different looks, most of them after the snap. And they bring lots of different combinations. It'll be a real test for the Park Crossing offensive line.
Big break there. Goes from 2nd and 7 to 2nd down and 2. And the give on the right side. And second effort's going to get him a first down. That is good, tough running over there. Excellent effort once again by Crockett, as he will fall forward and get the first down. It's the second effort, Coach. He's hit right at the line, but he's just not going to keep those. Just going to keep the legs turning and won't be denied.
Well, look at that leg drive right there. He kind of makes a half turn and backs into that first down, but very, very strong running by that young man.
Be the give, and another flag on the play. As I misread, that is actually an illegal procedure call this time. That'll move Park Crossing back 5 yards, so go to 1st and 15. You said, Coach, that this Park Crossing offense needs some chunk plays. They've got to have some explosive plays. We saw that the first time we saw this team earlier this year. They have the ability to do that, and but this Auburn defense can be tough, as they'll try to come out of there, and you see that defense right there, right on cue. Ball pops loose, picked up, and going the other way with, take it into the end zone, and that is going to be returned. It's for the touchdown.
Let's see there. Well, we got 2 number 1s and they're both defensive backs. So, if I had to guess, I'd say that's Bradley Harper that scooped it up and took it in for the score.
Again, that defense just out here on him in a hurry, and a good play to shake it loose. And that is going to be by Will Sorrells. He'll jar it loose, and Auburn gets the first big break, picking it up and going in the end zone, take a 6-0 lead.
Well, the first thing that you've got to do as a quarterback is you've got to take care of the football, and that time Robinson just very careless with the ball. You know, it was an RPO, tried to get the ball thrown out on the edge, all covered up. Just got to put it away and live to fight another day.
Owsley on for the extra point. Bad snap, he gets it, and he'll get it through there. 7-0 as the first big break of the game goes the way of the Auburn Tigers, and they take a 7-0 lead. Park Crossing gets another shot at it when we come back on the HSAA Game of the Week, presented by Ox Foundation.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
The Auburn defense came in allowing just 15 points a ball game. They get a big turnover on the second play from scrimmage, or the third play, I should say, and able to capitalize with a scoop and score, taking a 7-0 lead over Park Crossing. Here comes that Park Crossing offense. They'll flip it on the outside. Catch is going to be made. Trying to get the perimeter. Good running after the catch, and taking it out close to the 30-yard line is going to be McGee.
Yeah, real tough run. As you said, Tommy, after the catch, he thought he was going to be tackled on the line of scrimmage. You know, this is a little slip screen to the outside, and I thought he was going to be tackled right there, but he runs right through the attempted tackle of Noah Warren and picks up some real positive yardage.
Picks up a first down and 10. Give on the right side. Crockett has a little bit of a gap there. Like I said, Coach, just taking care of the football. That's going to be a big key tonight for this Park Crossing offense. Give it up early. Cost them quick 7. They'll flip it down. Catch is going to be made across the 40-yard line out to the 42-yard line. Pulling that one in is going to be Walker. 6'1", 170, the senior, pulls that one in.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of an idea of Robinson's ability. I mean, you know, that he just kind of flicked that ball out there, and it had a lot on it and was right on the money. If he gets hot now, he can create some problems for the Auburn defense.
So the officials discussing it right here, and we do have illegal substitution. As Park Crossing kind of went with a hurry up there and kind of caught him in the middle of a shuttling some players on, trying to get some folks into the game. So first down and 10 again for Park Crossing out at about the 42-yard line. Robinson going to give it off. Not as much that time. Crockett on the carry. A good stop in there by this Auburn defense.
Yeah, I think that was Will Sorrells that came in there from his linebacker position and plugged that A gap just like you're supposed to. I tell you, just in the early going, I've been very impressed with the Auburn defense. You know, everybody is where they're supposed to be. They look to be really extremely well coached.
Go Crockett on the right side, trying to find a gap, hurdles the defender and dives out to the 49-yard line. That is good, tough running again by Crockett. We saw him early in the season, and he was just really getting into a groove. And tonight, he looks like he's ready to go here in week number 10. A couple of big runs for him. Sets up a 3rd down and 2 now.
A little interesting this time. Kind of a bunch set into the boundary, only one receiver to the field.
Crockett up the middle, and he'll fight his way to the 45-yard line of Auburn, and that is good for another Park Crossing first down.
Well, this is good job up front. This is just straight zone play and man on man, really. And I tell you, if you look at that front now for that Park Crossing offense, I mean, those are not little fellas now. 280, 300, 325. I mean,
Robinson's going to keep it, gets to the boundary. He's got one man to beat. They'll drag him down at about the 10-yard line, but Robinson with a big gain right there as he will take it down the sideline. Watch this zone read, holds it to the very last minute, and then really just sneaks between 2 defenders right there and kicks in the afterburners. And if not for the speed, running him down there of Nelms rather, to pull him down, it's 1st and goal now, Park Crossing. Threatening the blitz there, and they'll track down Crockett on that one. Of course, back into the Metro Goals red zone for this Park Crossing offense. Metro Goals, a Helena-based company specializing in manufacturing sports equipment for more than 40 years. If you need residential, maybe parks and rec, or maybe some school needs, the place to call is Metro Goals, 205-664-0002. 2nd down and goal from about the 6-yard line. Handed off in the backfield, nothing doing that time.
Yeah, really good penetration that time, again by Will Sorrells. He's going to come right from the left of your screen. He's going to split the left guard and left tackle, just blitzing from that outside linebacker position, untouched, and that's just what you want down on the goal line.
3rd down and goal now from the 8-yard line for this Thunderbird offense. Motion man to the near side. Robinson drops back, looking, now flips it toward the end zone, and it is caught through the hands of the defender, and standing in there and catching it is going to be Tolliver. And that could have gone 6 the other way or 6 for Park Crossing, and this one goes advantage Thunderbirds.
Well, and Omari Porter is going to forget one of the basic lessons of playing defensive back. You always got to play from the receiver back to the ball and not from the ball to the receiver. And misjudge it just a little bit or misjudge his ability to jump, and the end result is the ball comes off his fingertips and easy touchdown for Park Crossing.
And we've got a tie ball game. Touchdown pass for Robinson to Tolliver, and we're knotted at 7 on the HSAA Game of the Week.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Short kickoff, but a big-time return for the Tigers. And they're going to set up shop for their first offensive possession. Already 14 points on the board, and this is our first look, Coach, at this Auburn offense.
Yeah, and you get a look there at Patrick McGlon, who is a sophomore quarterback. Has not been starting in the last couple of games. The young man that was starting, Matthew Caldwell, is out with an injury. This elevates McGlon back to the starting lineup, but he has started before, started some as a freshman last year. Good live arm, and they're confident that he'll get the job done tonight.
Been getting plenty of reps throughout the season, and so it's not like he's just fresh off the bench and he comes in to lead this Tiger offense and the carry on first down. And good run that time for Aaron Diggs. He'll pick up a couple of yards.
And that won't be the last time that you'll see that young man tonight.
He is very quick, and that's the thing about it. It scares you if you're a defense for Park Crossing. This guy can get through in a hurry, and you saw that. As soon as he takes the handoff, he's full speed. He'll get the call again, and good stop in the middle that time. Park Crossing up to make the hit that time. With 26, and that is Joshua Rudolph from the inside linebacker. He just sheds the blocker and gets right there and will stop Diggs. Going to bring up 3rd down and long now.
Yeah, ran that double pull that so many people are running these days, but Park Crossing would have none of it.
3rd down and 7. May see our first pass for McGlon. He'll roll out, flips it out in the flats, can't hang on. Tried to find his fullback coming out of there and could not connect, as he was out here looking for Paxton Gordon.
Yeah, and he had Gordon off the bootleg ass. You can see right here in the short flat right here. He's wide open. Got a chance to pick up the first down, but got to get those hands together and pull that one in.
So the Tigers going to have to punt the football away, and Park Crossing off to a pretty good start. You go with a fumble on your first offensive possession and you get a scoop and score, but they came back with a very impressive drive and then defensively forcing a 3-and-out here. Auburn 6-3 on the year. Park Crossing 3-6. High snap and almost blocked. The pressure was all around him. He gets it off, and it's going to hit at the 30-yard line. Gets a good Auburn roll though, down close to the 20-yard line. And that's where Park Crossing will start, 1st down and 10. That high snap threw off the timing, Coach, and really the defender had a pretty good opportunity to block that one.
I'll tell you, Tommy, I don't know how he didn't get it. It looked to me like that he was dead on the ball, and we'll get a look at it right here. A little later than I thought he was, but that ball took a long time to get off.
Tied up at 7 here at Crampton Bowl. Almost feels like Lambeau Field here tonight for all of us from Alabama not used to this weather. Robinson keeps it, not a lot on that play, but 43 kickoff, and they say the feel-like temperature is about 37. We've had a 15-mile-an-hour wind since we got here.
And as you pointed out before we started, the temperature in Alabama on October 1st was 100 degrees. So there you go.
There you go, from 100 to 37 in 30 days.
That's, standard.
Second 11 right here. Robinson will slant. Well-delivered pass out to the 29-yard line. Pulling that one in again is Walker.
Came off that run fake and got the outside linebacker to that side sucked up, and the linebacker played the dive, and really a ball right on the money to Walker for a nice gain and make this a third and very short.
Third and about a yard. And we'll go with the hard snap count, and I believe they're going to get to the neutral zone infraction there. It looked like he tried to hold up, and it was close, but they will get into the neutral zone. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down for Park Crossing.
Well, not according to the big nose guard for Auburn out there. He says he's innocent.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue it. See right here. First down and 10. Ball pops loose again. It's out on the floor and picked up once again by Auburn. Another scoop and down to the 10-yard line and going into the end zone again on the recovery this time is going to be John Wesley Rogers, as he will take it into the end zone.
30-yard return touchdown.
He will take it in. I've got 3 number 11, so maybe you can help me out there. Any help there, Coach?
Well, I'm trying to
we're all
through
guessing here. And he will pick it up and go into the end zone.
I think I'm going to find a new roster here, partner.
How about 2 scoop and scores for Auburn? 2 touchdowns. The snap is high, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-7.
I'm not sure the last time I saw 2 of those in one quarter.
7-point lead for Auburn as they defensively are getting it done as they've doubled up Park Crossing. We'll continue in a moment on the HSAA Game of the Week.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. The road to Jordan-Hare starts this Friday on WOTM with live first-round AHSAA playoff coverage featuring the Sylacauga Aggies visiting Death Valley to take on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Stay with WOTM each Friday for live games every round of the playoffs and on to Jordan-Hare for exclusive TV coverage of the Alabama High School Athletic Association Super 7 only on WOTM.
What's lurking under your home? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions will help you with the best plan to keep your home safe. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Off the school side.
14-7 the score. Auburn with the lead over Park Crossing. And again, the turnovers have been the tough thing here in the first period. Coach, I'm like you. I don't know when I've seen 2 scoop and scores by a defense really in a game, and much less in the first period or the first half of the first period.
No, I can't remember seeing that before, but very opportunistic for for the Auburn Baby Tigers. Tommy, I seem to want to say that if we're getting these names wrong, we want to apologize. We've got 2 different rosters here and a plethora of numbers. Am I not supposed to say that, Tommy?
I'm not. We're hanging in there best we can.
But nevertheless, we're going to call them as best we can, and hopefully we'll get these names right.
Carry on the right side was for Lewis. Trying to see if humanity there at the line of scrimmage, able to spin forward and pick up a couple. We'll call it 2nd down and 8.
Tommy, I seem to want to say that when Park Crossing has held on to the football, they look very impressive.
Right.
Unfortunately, for them, they haven't done that very, very often.
Good throw and catch out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. Just forward on that reception.
Yeah, just a little, all hitch route, and they just split the inside linebacker and the flat defender, for another positive gain.
It's going to set up. Looks like third down a couple now. This time the give on the right side, not going to get there. That time they tried on the right side for Lewis, and he gets absolutely nowhere.
Well, Auburn slanted their entire front away from the back, which a lot of teams do against zone plays, and you can see big number 91 right there comes through and hits that thing before it ever gets started.
Yeah, Cameron Reese on that one, and also in on the stop was none other than Keller Deason, number 20, is in there to help as well. So now Park Crossing going to have to punt the football away here on fourth down at about 3.5. They'll punt back at about the 5-yard line. So Auburn stands to get good field position. They're coming after it, and they will hit him. The flag comes out. Ball hits at the 30-yard line and rolls forward.
Yeah, actually, Tommy, I think the correct technical term for that, I am the analyst, is they ran over him.
Yeah, pretty much just ran slap over him back there. And it's going to be the personal foul, 15 yards. And that time, again, you see the snap was a little high. It floats up there, but as soon as he kicks it, there's about 2 or 3 right around him, and he takes a pretty good wallop. So it's going to be a first down and 10. And Coach Weingarten wanted to know, why you just run into him and not really laying out toward the punt, just really a body blow there.
Yeah, you try to take that angle, to the block point, and normally that's not right down the middle of the kicker. So big first down for Park Crossing.
So they'll keep this drive going. Here comes Robinson, going to sweep it out on the outside, flips it out there and out to the 35, 36-yard line on that is William Ford.
Well, that time Auburn slanted that front again, away from the alignment of the back, and Park Crossing comes back and runs the triple option and executes all 3 phases of it to pick up a nice gain and set up this second down and 5.
Thunderbirds wanting to operate in a hurry, and Robinson will try the same play the other way, throw the back shoulder, and not able to connect. That time he was trying to go downfield and hit Walker. Could not connect theirs. Again, the RPO. He just rolls out and sees his man down the field. Tried the back shoulder throw and sets up a third down now, about 5 to go.
Well, a very, very difficult play to defend when you show that option look and then try to throw the ball vertically down the hash, but very difficult to complete too.
Back to the slant that time and popped right at the 40-yard line. There's a big stop right there for Dontavius Thomas.
I don't know whether he got the first down or not.
I believe he shot.
Yeah, I think he's going to be about a yard short.
Good stop, good tackle that time. Crossing offense staying out on the field.
And they're going to go.
Robinson will take it, step back, rolling to the right. Going to try to get to the corner, tries one man to beat, dives. It's going to depend on the spot. He stretched out there at the last moment. And
I tell you what,
let's see.
He got a very generous spot.
Man, that is close.
Yeah, I'm going to say that.
They're going. And are they indicating first down? Look like they might measure. Watch at the last moment how he sticks the football out here and dives for that.
He stretches that thing out there.
Look at that.
Had to get to the line. Now that knee is down, but
we'll know that we're replaying, and so it is going to be a first down and 10 for this Park Crossing offense. They'll rattle the chains, keep this drive alive. Thunderbirds.
And
all kinds of movement on that one.
That's going to cost them 5, and you see everybody looking at their wristbands for the plays, but looks like all 3 of them either got the wrong signal from the sideline or there's another miscommunication. A lot of times in these spread offenses, you signal plays to unit groups. Kind of looked like the receivers didn't get the same signal that the offensive lineman got.
It'll be first down and 15. You see the clock there to 6 seconds left in this first period. This may very well wind up. You see the charge there.
Yeah, see the book on his arm.
Try to stay on the same page this time. First and 15 now for the Thunderbirds. Robinson with the give, comes near side. Getting to the corner to the 40-yard line. Stiff arm there, pushed out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. That's a good run by Lewis. And that will be the end of the first period. Very entertaining first. You got 2 defensive touchdowns for Auburn. They got started early with a scoop and score. Then the touchdown pass for Park Crossing and another scoop and score and a 7-point lead for the Tigers. We'll be back after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Adam Weingarten with a 7-point lead, 14-7. His offense has not really been able to do much, but that defense has picked up a couple of fumbles and rushed them in. And on the other side, Park Crossing has played well when they've kept the handle of the football.
And they've been able to stretch the field, and at times they've looked very impressive.
Just flipping it out here to William Ford, and you're seeing this offense really get to the perimeter. I mean, they're getting the outside, and Robinson is really like a magician out there. He's able to find the guy on the outside, or he may keep it, and he's really put a lot of pressure on the boundary players for Auburn.
Yeah, and they've really, they stretch the field over a broad plane, really, really well when they don't turn the ball over.
Down by 7 now as they start to drive. First down and 10. Back to pass is Robinson. Now steps up, throws it deep, got a man, and can't hang on at the 15-yard line. That was a great recovery by the defensive back there. A great effort in coming back and jarring that one loose is going to be Amari Hutchinson, as he was able to come in there and just shake the ball loose from Jeremiah Walker.
Well, he does a great job, but when he sees those hands go up, he gets his hands right in between him and tries to knock that ball loose, and does a great job of doing that right there. And it's a heads-up defensive play.
Second down and 10 for the Thunderbirds out at about the 41-yard line. Robinson in there at quarterback. Going to be the give on the left side, trying to find running room, but not able to do it is going to be Lewis. And he's going to be chopped down out there. Good stop on the outside by Brad Harper. Also up to make the stop, number 9, Noah Warren.
Well, one of the things you ask your safety to do is to fill the alley, that area from the end-mound line of scrimmage to the sideline. And that time, Auburn safety does a great job of coming down, making a good open field tackle.
So we've seen Park Crossing move the football, but now face a big 3rd down and 10 at the 41-yard line. I'd love to go to that slant pattern and see if Thunderbirds will try to make something happen there. They clear it out. Now they're looking deep, going to throw it down there. High floating pass, going to be a battle for it. And did he haul it in for the interception? Yes, he did. He was able to hang on, and that is going to be a pick for Trey Nelms, as he will get the interception there. Big play for this Tiger defense.
Tried to air it out and go for all of it right there. Just a really nice catch by the defensive back on that one to pull that thing in.
Check that. That is Dontavius Thomas. Again, we're trying to get the names right. We've got a couple of rosters here trying to put things together, and I believe that's going to be Thomas on that one. But that ball just hung up there, and that's a great play to react and make an excellent catch there to not only keep Park Crossing out of the end zone, but just get the stop there and turn it around.
Well, and you might say that, why doesn't he just, let the ball fall? Yeah, there's his turnover chain. He's got that.
Going to be the Wildcat formation, trying it on the right side and getting out to about the 6-yard line on the run that time. And that is going to be Aaron Diggs.
And I tell you, big Curtis Perry, all 6'3", 255 pounds of him, almost had a safety. He split the right side of the Auburn defensive front, and I thought it was going to have a tackle in the end zone for a second.
He'll stick with the Wildcat, and Diggs is going to keep it on the right side again. Slips through the second defender, out across the 10. Tough running out to the 15-yard line. That is good running by Aaron Diggs, and he picks up the Auburn first down.
Well, he's not the biggest guy around, but he's really strong in the way he runs. I noticed that in the films that we saw. He's able to get significant yardage after contact. And, you know, again, this is out of a Wildcat. Plenty of lead blockers up front, but watch him run through those tackles and pick up about 5-6 yards after contact.
Good running by Diggs will bring him out to the 15-yard line. Now he'll get it on the give to the right side. He's tracked down over there and dropped. He's lost about a half yard. That is a good play defensively by number 35, and that is Henderson.
Yeah, Rondé Henderson, who really tracks the pullers there and shows pretty good speed for a big man. And as you look right here, he's to the left side of your screen, you know, whips the block of the tackle on that side and just gets outside, plays his gap just like it's drawn up.
Second down and 10, nothing doing. Hands it up there, and there's Curtis Perry leading the way, and we were so impressed with him the first time we saw him, and he's picking right where he left off.
Yeah, nice play by Bernard Gooden as well. Comes in off that end position to finish it off, and really stout defensive play right there.
Great penetration by this front line. I mean, they're able to get in the backfield and know where to run the football that time for Diggs.
And Auburn needs to be careful here on this 3rd down and 11 now. They're deep in their own territory. They certainly don't want to turn over here.
Stepping back, trying to pass it, and it's out here and going to be broken up. A well-delivered pass, but an even better defensive play for Park Crossing, and knocking it away is going to be McGee as he gets the hand in there and just rips it away.
Yeah, I really thought the hit was going to be too late, but watch him get that hand in there and just forces that ball loose again, separates the hands. That's a really good play by that young man to bring up this kicking situation.
The Tigers going to have to punt the football away, standing at his goal line. Back there to punt it away is going to be Pitts. As he will boot it away from the goal line. Low, wobbly kick. Going to hit at the 40-yard line. It's a good roll, though, to midfield and all the way down to the 45-yard line. Tomorrow night, football continues right here on WOTM. Good ball game between the Fayetteville Wolves and the B.B. Comer Tigers. Now, a Comer win gets them into the postseason, so a lot of these schools still in the, you know, you get this non-region game, but a lot of them still have that impact because of tiebreakers.
Oh, yeah. And you know, there's all kind of ways to handle this last week of the season. Some teams take the week off, play games that are non-region matchups, but some of them still have significant playoffs significance, as we saw in the Fayetteville Comer.
Quarterback keeper for Robinson, not a whole lot there. He picked up a yard, possible yard and a half there. Robinson going in there amongst the big guys. Sorrell's up to make the stop for the Tigers. It's about a yard and a half gain, 2nd down and long. Week number 10 for these teams.
Boy, it's just flown by, hasn't it, Tommy?
It has. And, you know, playoffs beginning next week all over the state of Alabama. Whole new season. The give this time on the right side. And out to the midfield stripe goes Lewis.
Pretty nice little limp leg there by Lewis to slip the initial tackle. You know, he's running lateral line of scrimmage, and it looked like an Auburn defender has him. And watch him, he just kind of, right here, he just kind of whoop, slides inside and just runs right by that tackle. Really nice will of the wisp move by that young man.
It'll set up a 3rd down and 4 for the Thunderbirds. They have moved it into Auburn territory. They'll go back again to Lewis, fights forward, stretches it to about the 46-yard line.
It's that double pull again. You know, you kind of give a little action one way and have a kick-out block and a lead blocker coming back the other way. That play had almost disappeared for a while. It was made popular by the Washington Redskins back in the 80s. But the new, improved spread version of it has resurfaced, and boy, it is the rage in football this year.
Sets up a 4th down and 1, and Park Crossing offense stays on the field. They'll try to keep this drive going. They'll go back, and 1st down. Spun ahead to about the 43-yard line again as Lewis Good blocking up front. That's the thing about it. I mean, it's just a great hole right there.
Well, you know, you saw right there, Elijah Smith, the guard, kicks out, and then another lineman leads through. Just very well conceived scheme.
So first down and 10 for Park Crossing. Trying to drive down and see if they can tie this thing up. This time, Robinson around the left side, keeps it, breaks through a tackle, loses the football again, and going to be picked up again by the Auburn Tigers. And picking it up is going to be Sorrells, as he'll get the fumble recovery, and 3 turnovers for Park Crossing on the offensive side here in the first half.
I really don't understand what Robinson is saying right here. I mean, this is, I think, the 4th turnover of the team, 3 on the Robinson head, but you can see that ball, he's just carrying it around like a loaf of bread. And you know, it's obviously the young man is very, very talented, but, I mean, if he can't learn how to take care of the football, he better start working on his back pedal.
I don't know if he's saying that he was down, but it looked very clear to me. It's Auburn football.
He was very undown, I can tell you.
Late pass down the middle. It's going to be picked off. Park Crossing takes it right back. And being brought down at the 38-yard line after the pick is going to be Williams. And turns it right back over to the Thunderbirds.
Tommy, you know what the definition of a interception is, don't you?
And then what is that?
Late pass down the middle.
That's always going to spell trouble, and that's exactly what you get, the little floater there. And Williams is just sitting there waiting on it.
That is about as big a no-no as you can have. And again, this is a young quarterback, but he has started some games over the past 2 years, and that's just a really an ill-advised throw that is picked off.
It's going to be first down and 10. This Park Crossing offense, and here they come again. Back to pass. Robinson going to look, floats it deep into triple coverage, and ricocheted off a foot, and was it intercepted? Let's see. The official said it was on the ground. Yeah, it looked like to me it had hit the ground. It took him a couple of minutes, but I'm going to tell you, you're thrown into triple coverage and really just hit as he delivered the football, and Robinson just kind of floated it down the middle there, and you see everybody battling for it. Let's see how close he comes to pulling this one in. It hits and hits the ground right there.
Yeah. And,
great effort.
a couple things here. I mean, first of all, the ball is hung up forever for anybody's choice. And you saw 2 blue uniforms right next to each other. And then there's something wrong with that route as well. You want to spread the field. Nice cut again right there by a very impressive young running back. I tell you, Lewis can pick him up and put him down.
Very elusive. That's one thing I wanted to mention a minute ago, Coach. It looks like sometimes when he's there are 3 or 4 defenders around him, and somehow no one gets anything on him but maybe an arm, and he's able to really scoot through those arm tackles and a good run there to set up a 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, his ability to change direction is really, pretty special now. He stops on a dime.
Park Crossing going to call the timeout here. 4:39 left here in this first half. And as we said, the playoffs next week. And boy, what a dandy we've got coming your way next Friday night. Sylacauga Aggies out of Class 5A Region 5 taking on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. The game will be played at what they call Death Valley. Valley Cubs.
Come right out of the chute with both guns firing, huh?
That's going to be a great one.
That's going to be a great football game.
And at halftime, we're going to get a chance to hear from both of these coaches, and it should be very interesting to see what Coach Matt Griffith of the Sylacauga Aggies has to say, and also Todd Ginn of Alexandria. And we'll hear from those 2 great coaches here at the break and talk about that game coming up next Friday night. But that's going to be one of the really good matchups in Class 5A.
I tell you what, Tommy, I can't wait now. There's great football games all up and down the boards in every classification. I mean, this is always a special time of year. I mean, it's just something about playoff football in Alabama that's just a little bit different, and I guess I'm prejudiced, but a little bit better. So.
Yeah, it's fun. And when we tell you at halftime, we're going to talk a little bit about how Sylacauga advanced to get to this point. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, just your basic play.
We'll talk about that at the break. It was incredible.
I mean, kind of a ho-hummer.
Here we are back. Robinson going to dip it down there. Catch is going to be made to the 20-yard line and down to about the 16-yard line. Good catch that time by Ford. Turns it upfield. And that is another Park Crossing first down.
Yeah, good presence here by Robinson. Kind of throws off his back foot, but is able to find his target, puts it right on the money to Ford, and he does a little something with it after the catch. And Park Crossing is again knocking on the door.
Down at about the 16-yard line into the Metro Goals red zone. As Robinson will give it on the right side, and it's Crockett. He'll pick up a couple. But again, 1973 was the year Metro Goals started installing sports equipment throughout the state of Alabama. So if you're looking for basketball goals, soccer goals, maybe football goal post, name to remember is Metro Goals. Call 205-664-0002. Robinson finds his man in the end zone, flips it down there, and the catch is made for the Park Crossing touchdown. Had his man all alone on the RPO, and he delivers the pass down to Walker, and the Park Crossing Thunderbirds within an extra point of tying this back up.
Yeah, I mean, Robinson comes off the fake, and you can see he is well into the run phase. And, of course, the safety, you can see him right there, number 9 for Auburn. He's up on the line of scrimmage, and that post route behind him is wide open. And I thought for a minute there that Robinson may have crossed the line of scrimmage, but no dice. And we got a football game here, Tommy.
Extra point is up, and it is through there, and we are all tied at 14 apiece with 3:47 left here in the first half. Yeah, you look at the defense, and, on the other side, and, you're playing defense. You have to come up, and that time it all got started with this big interception on the late throw down the middle, and Williams gets the INT. And the next thing you know, this Park Crossing offense is coming down, and again, a pass from Robinson into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Thunderbirds tie things up here at Crampton Bowl.
Very difficult on that safety. When that quarterback extends the play that long, the safety almost has to come up and fill the alley. And when that happens, if you're not in man coverage, very difficult to defend that pass right there.
I mean, you basically, it's 2-on-1.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Noah Warren there as the safety, and, do you stand back and watch the quarterback get ahead of steam up and run into the end zone, or do you come up and try to support the run? And
it's not any
you're just kind of stuck.
Yeah, it's not any different than a 3-on-2 fast breaking basketball. That's exactly what it is.
Deep kick. Here comes Auburn to the 20-yard line, 25. And out to about the 29-yard line. For the Tigers bringing that back. He's going to be Connor Bailey. As he will bring it out. 3:37 left here in this first half. Tied up at 14. Tommy Wood along with Coach Rick Rhodes. Glad to have you guys joining us here on a very cool night at Crampton Bowl.
So we get a look at Patrick McGlawn, who's going to have to get back up on there after that costly interception and get his offense moving again.
Go back to the run. And out to the 31-yard line is Diggs. But, we talked a little bit earlier about the Park Crossing offensive front and the size that they bring. This defensive front, they are pretty sizable as well.
Well, 6'1", 245, 6'3", 255. It's hard for me to see this as a 3-6 football team. Looking at some of the talent that's out there, I mean, they've big, strong guys that are fast.
Here's Diggs breaking away with a spin move out across the 40-yard line to the 43, maybe the 44. Diggs with some tough running right here. He is hit right at the line, and watch how he sandwiches through there with a spin move and then almost gets to the sideline.
Yeah, good, tough, strong running again. We saw that from him earlier. A little spin move and very strong in his hips and legs.
So first down and 10 for the Tigers. They'll go to the I formation now. Movement. There was a very quick jump in the interior there. Diggs on the carry will find his way out to the 47.
Thought we had a flashback to the 60s there for a minute. It looks like the old two tight I formation, and that's exactly what it was. And Diggs rams it up in there and picks up some tough yardage, gets 3 that time.
Curtis Perry in there right over the center, got an excellent jump. He's only a sophomore, folks. And he is some kind of defender already. Rolling out, McGlawn going to have to just throw it away.
Yeah, just nowhere to go. Ran that little bootleg action again, and Park Crossing had it smelled out from the get-go, and everybody was covered, and lots of blue shirts hot on that young man's heels right there.
Big play here, 3rd down and 7. We're trying to keep the football away from Park Crossing, and Thunderbirds would love to have it back here in the final 2 minutes of the first half. McGlon this time looks to the side, sets up the screen to the near side. Catch is going to be made out to the 45-yard line and down to about the 43. Tough running that time after the catch, but a good catch that time by Paxton Gordon.
Well, set up real well. The formation and all the action is to the left of your screen, but the running back slips back to the right. And really good, nice recovery by Park Crossing to hold that thing to only about a 5 or 6 yard gain.
So a timeout on the field. We'll take it as well on the HSAA Game of the Week.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. The road to Jordan-Hare starts this Friday on WOTM with live first-round AHSAA playoff coverage featuring the Sylacauga Aggies visiting Death Valley to take on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Stay with WOTM each Friday for live games every round of the playoffs and on to Jordan-Hare for exclusive TV coverage of the Alabama High School Athletic Association Super 7 only on WOTM.
First and 10.
Auburn football, first down and 10. McGlon going to throw it deep. Got a man down there and can't hang on. That time just outrunning the arm was Jazavion Ray, and that's an incomplete pass. Brings up second down and 10.
Yeah, Ray had a step, but the ball well underthrown and just no way to connect.
Coach, we saw this Park Crossing team early in the year, and you can see we saw a lot of talent that time, but now it looks like they're starting to get a lot of things together. This is a much better team we're seeing now. We saw early in the year, like, for example, plays like that. Well, you know, the defensive front is getting it done, and they can wreak havoc as the number 4 seed.
Absolutely. I guarantee Aaron Diggs, he agrees with you. There's nowhere to go right here. Again, you see a big number 35, who we talked about earlier. That's a Rondé Henderson, and he's just a sophomore. Every year there are teams that don't have, for whatever reason, a very good regular season that make a run in the playoffs, and this team could certainly do it now. They've got a ton of talent.
Third and 10, throw and catch. It's caught going into the end zone. That is a well-delivered pass, and the Auburn Tigers get on the board again. That time he found Ray, and an excellent thrown pass by McGlon, and now a 6-point lead for Auburn, and they'll get the extra point, try to make it a 7-point advantage here in the final minute of the first half.
Yeah, really a well-thrown ball, just a post route laid over the top, and what concentration by Jazavion Ray to pull that thing in. But this is kind of the way Park Crossing season has gone. Really, they have had the upper hand on most every play this half, except for big plays and turnovers.
That's it.
And if you take those away, I wouldn't say they dominated the game, but they've had the upper hand the whole time, yet they're down by 7 points. And that's kind of their whole season in a nutshell.
McGlon has had a few poorly advised passes here in the first half, but that one is right on the money, and Ray just runs under it. And he gives the Tigers a 7-point lead here with 58 seconds left on the clock in the first half.
Yeah, just a great effort on his part, and a nice job by McGlon of laying that thing out to put the Tigers back out in the lead.
And I think that's the message that you give. If you are, again, C.J. Harris at halftime, guys, we gave them 2 scoop and scores. Yeah. We fumbled twice. They ran it in for touchdowns. And, really the big play right there at the end, our defense was playing well, and he just got behind the secondary. So if you're Park Crossing, you can't be pleased to be down by 7 here in the last minute of the first half. But still, you look back at just some opportunities. You just kind of gave some things away.
No, you're exactly right, Tommy. It'll be a little bit of a frustrating locker room at halftime, I think, for the Thunderbirds.
We'll take over first and 10 at the 30-yard line after the return for Taylor. And it's first down at 10, 52 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what the Thunderbirds dial up here.
Well, there's a school of thought to just, take a knee and go in at halftime and regroup, but they've kind of played Powder River out here tonight. They have not been afraid to play freewheeling football, and wouldn't be a bit surprised to see them continue that here in this last 52 seconds.
Got a player missing. So one will rush on here at the last few moments, throws the gloves down. And then looking in trouble is going to be Robinson. He's just going to slam it down. And they will rule that an incomplete pass. Of course, we saw that last week in college football a couple of times, intentional grounding. And you see Robinson.
Well, you know, it seems like that
Indication is intentional grounding.
that would be the case here too. You know, he just basically spikes the ball right at his feet, and young Mr. Robinson has kind of gone from being spectacular to being bewildering. I mean, this doesn't make much sense right here.
Just spikes the football down and makes it a 2nd down and 19 for Park Crossing. Robinson with the give, left side. Lewis, a little bit of a running room out to the 35-yard line. And he will fight his way all the way out close to the 39. So good, tough running by Daryl Lewis, and that'll stop the clock with about 35 seconds on it.
Really nice job of picking up the stunt. Elijah Smith, the senior guard, they run a little stunt to his side. He does a nice job of zone stepping and picking that thing up and blocking his man to the inside to spring that young man right there, Lewis, for the big gain.
You know, you mentioned a little bit earlier as we were talking about this Park Crossing team, we were talking about how they had improved this season. I want to mention a couple things. Lewis is only a junior.
Yeah.
We look on the defensive side, and Curtis Perry is only a sophomore. Also, you mentioned Henderson. He's only a sophomore. This is the makings of a pretty good team that could be coming back to Park Crossing next year.
No, very much so. And, of course, the thing they're going to have to do is they're going to have to find another trigger man since Robinson is a senior. But they've got a pretty good backup, you know, over there that has played some pretty effective football this year as well. So they, you know, as we look at some of the things we're going to have at halftime here, and this is a pretty interesting story right there.
Yeah, that talk about that in just a little bit. But, yeah, it's going to make you just stop. And I actually was listening to the game and keeping up with that one, and that one was just an incredible football game last Friday night. Handoff Lewis right side. He'll fight his way out to the 45-yard line. Sets up a 1st down with 28 seconds left on the clock.
I fully expect Park Crossing to take at least one shot for a big one here.
Yeah, I think you get that 1st down, and now you know that the handoff on the right side that time to Lewis, not a whole lot that time, and clock winds down to 13 seconds.
And maybe not.
Looks like they may just let this one wind on down as we're down to 6, and that is
it's going to do it.
Going to let it be the final play of the 1st half. And again, 2 turnovers by this Park Crossing offense. And Auburn's defense able to take them in for a couple of scores. And let's take a look at some of the highlights here in the 1st half. Big interception there, and a lot of big hits in the 1st half. As you've got it all tuned all night long, the HSAA Game of the Week brought to you by Ox Foundations.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations. Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Halloween night here at Crampton Bowl, and the Auburn Tigers leading 21-14 over Park Crossing here at halftime. And as we get set for the Auburn High School Marching Band, let's give the guys a listen here at Crampton Bowl at halftime.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Auburn High School Marching Band.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. The road to Jordan-Hare starts this Friday on WOTM with live first-round AHSAA playoff coverage featuring the Sylacauga Aggies visiting Death Valley to take on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Stay with WOTM each Friday for live games every round of the playoffs and on to Jordan Hare for exclusive TV coverage of the Alabama High School Athletic Association Super 7 only on WOTM.
What's lurking under your home? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions will help you with the best plan to keep your home safe. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
The 2019 state playoffs begin next week at stadiums throughout the state of Alabama. One big game that's going to be happening right here on WOTM. Sylacauga taking on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. We had a chance, Jimmy Dale Abrams had a chance to sit down with Coach Matt Griffith of Sylacauga, and also John Holder had a chance to sit down with Coach Todd Ginn. We'll check out what those two coaches had to say about the big game coming up next Friday night.
Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School, joins us on our Coach's Corner, brought to you by Stop and Shop Auto Sales on West 1st Street in Sylacauga. And, Coach, a nail-biter last Friday night at the stadium. Even though it came down to that one kick, you had to win in overtime, too.
You did. And you know, we feel, we were so excited after the game. We were excited for Cole. We were excited for our team. But then when all of it wears back down, you're a little upset that it should have never come to that. Mm-hmm. We had full control of the game for most of the game, and then got down the wire and had to make some excellent play. I mean, we take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field and score. But Montgomery's a very athletic team right there. This kid right here, this number 3, worried me all week. He's one of the fastest kids that I thought I had seen all year. They don't play him a lot at running back. I don't understand why they don't. He's dangerous. The quarterback was dangerous. You know, they're just very athletic. This was a big-time play. We blocked 2 punts. You know, the disappointing thing, we only came away with points twice. You know, we should have had a score here. This was Malik breaking one in the third quarter, I do believe. We were up 19-8 most of the game, and then let them crawl back into it and just never could quite put them away. Number 8's a phenomenal. I tell you, phenomenal quarterback. Got behind us right there on a busted coverage, and you have to give hats off to Munford. They never quit. They never thought they were out of it. That fumble right there, not handling that ball, gave them life. We're up 19-14 at that point, and they're going to drive the length of the field and score and go for 2 and get it. And with about 46 seconds left to go, we're down. We're down 22-19, and we get to this point. And Cole hits a 54-yard field goal. That is the state record. It is shared by 7 guys now. It is a school record. And then we punch it in, and I tell you, it was about second and third effort to get it in on 4th and 1 to go ahead. And then Gabe comes up with a big pick right here to seal the game. And it was a heck of a game to watch, I'm sure. It was a nail-biter to coach in. People got their money's worth.
I was about to say, for fans, it was great. For coaches, man, it was kind of antsy there.
Yeah, well, very much so. But I tell you what, it goes down, our kids never believed they were out of it. Mm-hmm. And it goes down to everything that you practice during the week. We have a 10-minute specialty period that we do all our kicking, do a lot of stuff in pre-practice. And at the end of that specialty period, Cole kicks a 55-yard field goal every day. And sometimes he hits it and sometimes he doesn't. But he had been in that situation every day at practice. And so, somebody asked me the other day, said, Coach, what did you really think he was going to hit it? Was it 10%? I said, it was over 50% that he had a shot to make this. I see him every day. And I said, I knew he had more than a 50% chance to hit it. And he went in there, and listen, we always say to win big ball games, kids have to make plays. And they went in there and made plays.
You talk about heritage and history, Lou Scales Stadium.
That's exactly.
Wow.
You know what you're talking, Lou Scales and Coach Ginn and then Frank, and now they've had 4 coaches in probably, 80 years?
Long time.
Maybe 100 years. I mean, that's incredible, and it speaks highly of the school.
Yeah. Now, this week, off week, and you had it planned like this, had it scheduled like this. What do you do in an off week headed into the first round of the playoffs?
Well, what we're doing is we're healing up. That was a physical game. It followed a physical game against Clay that followed a physical game against Centerpoint. I mean, it was boom, boom, boom. and we won two of the three of those games. So it's a lot of, I mean, we're going through regular practice. We're keeping practice to about 2 hours every day. We practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We will practice today. And we're keeping practice about 2 hours. We've got them in shells. We're trying to heal up, and it gives you an extra week to work on Alexandria. The way we look at it, Alexandria is having to prepare for Chilton County all week this week. All right, where we are preparing for them. So it gives you just a heads up. You know, it gives you just a little bit more prep time to get smoother at your stuff, and you fix some things along yourself. You go back to fundamentals, things that you don't have time maybe during the week to fix. Now you've got time to fix. And then, you know, tomorrow, Friday, we'll go watch Chilton County, Alexandria. Saturday, I get to take a great trip. Me and Coach Z will probably ride together, and we'll go to Montgomery. Both of us are in the playoffs, and you don't get to make that trip. Every coach is not going to make that trip unless you're in the playoffs. And it's a privilege and an honor, and it's one of the most enjoyable things to do is to see coaches that are in there. And then we'll go back to work and see if we can win the first round.
Cole Porch was named the Alabama High School Athletic Association Player of the Week with that 54-yard field goal. And people are in a buzz about that and about Silicaga's 8-2 record. But you've been sold on this team all year.
Sure, I have. Listen, you know, the biggest thing is, to me, a 7-3 year is still a very good year across the state. To me, it would have been disappointing for this group to go 7-3 just because I think they've done everything so right. They're a very talented bunch, and to be 7-3 and not go to the playoffs would have been a very disappointing year for them and for this coaching staff and the community. But, and I say but, you don't let, it didn't happen, thank goodness, but don't lessen what these kids have accomplished and how good a team this is, and that they can play with the best in the state when they come to play. They're as good as, you know, we may not be in the top 10. I think we're 12.
You're right there.
Well, you know, we're a top 10 to top 15 team, but we have been for 12 years. We've been ranked in the top 15 for about a decade now. You know, and this group really wants to give over that hump. And I think they can. You know, and that first step's Alexandria, because we tell you, once you get in the playoffs, everybody's 0-0, and it's anybody's game because you lose, you're going home. You win, you go to the next round. Yeah, and I think they realize this. You know, we talk about that grind. Usually around week 8, you got to grind. It's a grind in football, and everybody gets tired. I've not seen that in this bunch. I mean, we hit game 10 last week, and it felt like game 5. And I said, that's the way it's supposed to feel when you go on a championship run, because you got 5 more now to have a chance to win it. You're talking in 5 weeks, all this will be settled 1A through 7A in the next month. And so, do you want to keep playing? And I think they do, and I think they're working hard. We've had some good practices, so we'll see.
What a great way for your seniors to win on their home field on the final regular season game, and they've been a great group to coach.
They have. It's a large group. There's 21 of them. It was senior night. People forget that. Their parents got to see it, and what a wonderful thing to do. And I tell you what, though, they stepped off the field, and they were making an oath to each other. I could hear them that it wasn't going to be their last home game. They really, if they win Friday night against Alexandria, we will host.
And it's been a while.
And it's been a while. It's been since Spanish Fort, maybe 2012, 2013, and it's one of those goals that these kids set for themselves.
All right, Coach Matt Griffith, the head football coach and athletic director at Sylacauga High School, preparing for Alexandria a week from Friday night. That'll be our Alabama High School Athletic Association television game of the week. The only game on television that week anywhere in Alabama is going to be that one. So you got a lot of eyes on it. It'll be a lot of butts in the seat, and good luck to the Aggies.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me.
But tonight, Coach, you were on the road looking at a possible first-round opponent tonight. You saw, we'll get into talking about your game, but you saw a great game tonight in Talladega County. You were at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Sylacauga-Munford, the winner was going to be in the playoffs. Loser was going to be out. And a 54-yard field goal, we talked about it earlier, by Sylacauga on the last play of the game to send it to overtime, and then they go on and win the thing. You saw a great game tonight.
Yeah, well, it's an unreal game. We sat there and watched, and we knew Sylacauga, if Sylacauga won, that you know, we would be playing them, and if they lost, then of course we play center point. So we said, let's go watch. And man, it ended up being a great night. You know, I don't know if y'all have any coverage of the game, but that 3 minutes left, Silicaga's got the ball down in their own territory. I mean, you know, basically about to bleed it away, it looks like. And up 19-14 and snap a ball over quarterback's head. And from there, Mumford went down the score with about 40 seconds left. And we walked the track. You know, Silicaga's got a great stadium. We walked the track and said, let's get by the car and be ready. And there was 2 interference calls that moved them down there. And they put the ball. I said, man, this guy's going. He'd been kicking in the end zone most of the night, but I wasn't ready for it. I mean, he boomed it. And, you know, and then they went and scored and kicked an extra point, which was some drama in itself because Mumford doesn't kick extra points. So Silicaga scores and kicks the extra point, so they're up 7. And then Mumford, the first pass, gets down to the 1-yard line. And then they fumble a snap of their own. And then, because we just knew, hey, this thing's going to come down. Mumford's about to score because they got to the first, you know, the 1-yard line on the first play and go for 2. And that's going to they're either going to get it or not, but it didn't develop like that. But still a great game. Great game.
Take us through the next couple of weeks because I know everybody's talking about Silicaga coming to town. Playoffs, home playoff game out at Larry Ginn Field at Lou Scales Stadium, and folks are excited about that. But you got a game next week. Last year, you had a great game, really one of the best games played in this part of the state as far as just watching a football game, an exciting game with Chilton County. You're going down to Clanton to take on Chilton County. So tell us about the Chilton County game next week on the road and then Silicaga in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, you know, a lot of people that, you know ball really well. So a lot of people don't understand with Chilton County, they came down from 6A to be in 5A. You know, this last 2 years, they were in 6A before that. And anytime you've got a team that does that, they're used to playing 6A ball, and it's just the same thing when you see a team drop from 5A to 4A. The same type deal happens. They may have been mediocre in 5A, but when they drop to 4A, they're immediately, you know, a contender. And that's what Chilton County is. I mean, they have athletes all over the field. Unless I'm wrong, I think their quarterback is not going to be a quarterback in college, but I want to say he's signed with big, I don't know, I thought Alabama, but I'm not sure, but he's a big time athlete, and he'll give us problems, and they have athletes all over the field. And last year, you know, this is one of those things where you kind of wish, now that you're in the playoffs, that you could just prepare for 2 weeks like Silicaga's going to do for us, you know. But I mean, if I'm a kid and I'm in high school and I'm a junior or senior, I don't want a week off. You know, let's go play. So I know our guys are going to be ready to play and looking forward to it. And as a coach, though, you know, I'd really wish I could just go ahead and start working on Silicaga. But we'll put Silicaga on hold, and we'll get ready for Chilton County. And the beautiful thing, you know, I was talking to Coach Short before I came on. He's going to talk about traveling. That's one of the beautiful things about being able to go to Chilton County. It's going to prepare our guys for a long trip, a longer trip, not real long, but a longer trip. And, you know, one of those that's going to prepare these younger guys to make a trip like that and, you know, leave before school's out and go eat somewhere and hang out for a little while and try to get to the stadium in a certain amount of time before the game like normal and do all the things that Coach Short's going to talk to you about here in just a second. And, you know, I look forward to that for our guys. And then Silicaga, I mean, that region is legit. Just seeing them tonight, I can tell you, watching Silicaga and knowing that they beat Center Point and knowing the games that they were in, that region's got to be really good because we saw a good team tonight. And Mumford, who's not even in the playoffs, their quarterback was really good. And number 7, I wish I knew his name, but he was the best player on the field for both teams tonight from Mumford. And that region's got to be really good for Mumford not to be in the playoffs. Really good. So, but like I said, we're looking forward to the opportunity. Playing at home, you know, Death Valley in the playoffs, it's a good thing.
As a tradition across East Alabama, great football, playoff football at Death Valley out at Alexandria. That's happening in 2 weeks with Silicaga coming to town. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch your football team make their way through the 5A playoffs. Coach, thank you for being with us. We'll let you get back there. He's going to get some Dad's barbecue. Todd Gitt, head coach of the Alexandria Valley Cubs, our guest here with us tonight on the Pigskin Roundup.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price guaranteed. And did you know, moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. The road to Jordan-Hare starts this Friday on WOTM with live first-round AHSAA playoff coverage featuring the Sylacauga Aggies visiting Death Valley to take on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Stay with WOTM each Friday for live games every round of the playoffs and on to Jordan-Hare for exclusive TV coverage of the Alabama High School Athletic Association Super 7 only on WOTM.
21-14 our score at the half. Auburn leading over Park Crossing. As we take a look here at the Crampton Bowl, a very cool night. Of course, it is Halloween night, and there have been tricks, there have been treats. If your Park Crossing offense, a couple of big plays there in the first half really got you into a hole. They've tried to battle back, but it's been tough going for Park Crossing because of those early mistakes.
Well, it's really kind of strange. For most of the first half, you would say that Park Crossing had the upper hand. But it's plays like this one right here that have really been major contributors to Auburn having the lead at halftime. Park Crossing has shown the ability to score and to get big plays. You're going to see a couple of them right here. But the turnover bugaboo led directly to points, and, of course, then they gave up the long pass for the touchdown for the last score. But you can see they have plenty of firepower, and they're not afraid to put it up. But just really too many turnovers right here. And Robinson, for all the ability that he has at quarterback, has got to take care of the ball much better than he did in the first half.
Yeah, a couple of big turnovers there, and again led to immediate points the other way, and that's been a big key in this ball game. But as you said, Coach, you see this Park Crossing offense, and you see an offense that can get it done when they protect the football.
Well, they have a really good scheme that really stretches the field. But again, the turnovers and the big play right there. But really an impressive team. Auburn very opportunistic, but really for most of the first half, in my opinion, Park Crossing probably outplayed them. But just too many turnovers, and of course the big touchdown pass they gave up at the half led us to this 21-14 game at halftime.
Yeah, in the trenches, you've got to think the advantage went to Park Crossing there in the first half, and they're going to come out in the second half, try to get something going. But like you said, just those turnovers, if they can protect the football, they're a very dangerous team. I mean, when we get to the playoffs and everything like that, you've got a team that really could give some teams some trouble down the stretch here in the postseason. But again, rule number one, you got to take care of the football.
Well, absolutely. And, of course, the great thing about the playoffs is everybody's record is the same, 0-0. And that's what makes it fun. Look at Coach Adam Weingartner, and probably glad he's up 21-14, but I wouldn't say that he was completely pleased with the first half. And I'm sure they went over lots of stuff at halftime. So we'll get ready to kick this one off and get ready for a great second half.
Yeah, when you get to the postseason, you want to be playing your best football. And I think if you're Coach Weingarten, you're telling your team right now, hey, we did not play our best in the first half, and we're fortunate to be up by 7. And it makes for a good, exciting second half coming your way here on WOTM. And again, glad to have you watching along on the HSAA TV broadcast. Tommy Wood along with Coach Rick Rhodes on the final night of the regular season, or the final broadcast of the regular season, I should say. A lot of games coming up tomorrow night, as Auburn will take it to open up the second half. Finds a gap right up the middle. Good return out to the 30-yard line, coming near side. Slips another tackle, 40-yard line, and going to be forced out of bounds out here near midfield, but a good return for Auburn. And that is going to be, it looks like number 2, and I believe that may be Quay Nelms on that return. And it's good field position for the Tigers here.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered for the Tigers. Great return, puts them in great field position. Of course, you can use your whole playbook from here. You've got great field position, and anxious to see how this young man approaches the second half.
Again, only a sophomore. McGlon is in there because of Caldwell's injury last week, and he is getting the start for this Tiger offense. Not sure exactly how long Caldwell will be out, but they'll try to get McGlon ready for the postseason. And you get help from Diggs on the right side like that, and That does help the offensive effort as Diggs will hit the right side and pick up, looks like, first down yardage.
Well, you know, of course, this is a very nice off-tackle play, but the first thing that I noticed immediately is Auburn seemed to have it in a little bit different gear than they had the entire first half, just in that one play right there. They came off the ball with a lot of authority and looked to be playing at a much quicker pace.
Diggs, extra effort, will fight his way down to the 35-yard line, hit right at the line of scrimmage. Again, keeps the legs churning.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with his ability to get yardage after the tackle. It looks like he's holding that left shoulder a little bit as he comes up.
And we'll check out and get checked out on the far side. It's like a hand. Looks like grabbing his wrist over there, and they're checking the shoulder as well. And then movement in the interior is going to get Park crossing in the neutral zone and pick up 5 yards, take it from 2nd and 6 to 2nd and 1. Big hard snap count just gets him.
Yeah, big Curtis Perry right over the ball, which, you know, has always kind of amazed me. I think I've said more than a few times on this broadcast, you know, the number of plays that have been run in football before the ball is snapped in the whole history of the game is 0.
Not many. Not any, actually. Give it off there.
Gordon will carry.
On the carry that time. Number 43, Paxton Gordon. And he'll pick up the first down. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers as they're trying to take this opening drive of the second half and take it to a 2-score advantage as they lead by 7 right now. McGlon. That time hit and turned away on the carry that time. Number 22. And that is going to be Pittman. Nowhere for him to go.
He ran into a big blue wall.
There's just nowhere to go.
Look, ISO right here.
Look at that.
You know, Park crossing just comes off blocks and just really nowhere to go. See right there, you see Aronde Henderson, whose name we've called a lot tonight. I think Curtis Perry was in there as well.
2nd down and 10. They'll go to Diggs left side. He finds a little gap, gets through it. Fights down to the 24-yard line, stopped over there by Williams.
And that's just what it was, just a little gap. He found that little crease and spit through there with some authority. Thought the play was not really going to go anywhere. Watch him just goes right through that crease. And again, after the contact, gets another 1, 2, 3 yards.
He's a patient runner, but he's also got good acceleration. Yeah. I mean, you know, when he sees the gap, he's able to get through it in a hurry. Sets up a 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. So McGlon's going to roll out, got pressure all over him. Comes to the near side, going to flip it out. The catch is going to be, oh my goodness, what a shot at the 21-yard line. He was able to throw it out here. The catch was made by Gordon, and he was unloaded on by Bellamy. Watch this shot right here.
This is the flat receiver who gets knocked flat. And just a big hit on the sideline. That's on the bootleg. You always got a guy short in the flat and a guy deep. And that young man right there read it and came up and popped a good one to bring up this 4th down and 3.
It started with the pressure as well in the backfield. They were chasing McGlon, and now a field goal opportunity. Going to beat it down at about the 30-yard line. Looks like a 40-yard effort.
This is Josh Owsley that'll give this a try.
Before he can do that, we have I believe, false start's going to be the call. It is.
And that's a pretty big 5 yards, too.
It is. So from a 40-yarder to a 45. Now we'll try to get it from this right hash. So we'll try to get it through here and take it to a 2-score advantage, leading by 7 right here. Get that lead to 10. So they'll get the snap down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Owsley
by plenty
drills that one and gives Auburn a 24-14 lead as they go up by 10 over Park Crossing.
That one would have been good for
here 55. With 9:03 left in the 3rd.
You know, Tommy, that one would have been good from 55.
Absolutely. Great leg. Hey, join us this Saturday. Got a big day for you. Of course, it is the HSAA Playoff Bracket Reveal Special. It's going on at the HSAA offices down in Montgomery. Starts at 9 o'clock, goes until noon. And John Holder, I believe Josh Bean will be joining him there. A lot of coaches, and they'll talk about the brackets from 1A through 7A. Going to be a great show. So lock it in this Saturday morning, 9 to 12. Be a lot of fun right here on WOTM. But again, that is the playoff bracket reveal special. So,
well, that's a real special time. Every coach from every playoff team will be there, and of course, it's gotten a lot more publicity and notoriety than it had years back. But it's really a special time. You know, that's only half the coaches in the state that are there. It's kind of a signal that you've achieved something pretty special. And of course, the group gets smaller each week.
Low kickoff going to go out of bounds. So good field position coming up for Park Crossing. Of course, those crowds do get smaller down there in Montgomery, leading up to the Super 7. Going to be played at Jordan Hare Stadium the first Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in December.
It's always interesting to be there as the crowd gets a little smaller until that last week where it's just, well, at one time there were only 8 of you there. But of course now it's 14.
There you see right there, the 4th through the 6th of December, only right here on WOTM. All 7 games. Of course, the 7A game is on Wednesday night. You get 3 a day on Thursday and Friday, and that is a truly special time that'll be going on down at Jordan Hare Stadium.
Looking forward to that, Tommy.
Absolutely. Zone read, and not a lot for Robinson. He'll be turned away. There's nowhere to run. You can see the frustration starting to build there on the senior as he just took the tried to pull that from the back, and when he did, wall of white staring him in the face. He'll lose a couple, makes it 2nd down and 12. And he'll go with an empty backfield. Looks to the side, flips it out here. Catch is going to be made. Looking for running room, 40-yard line. Out to the 45, fighting his way to the 47-yard line. Once again on the catch that time is Walker. He's had a good night.
Yeah, it really has. And really Park Crossing has had pretty good success throwing the ball into this area right here. That, again, that area between the flat defender and the linebacker. They've done a good job of hitting that little void in there for positive yardage.
They'll come back to the near side. Catch is going to be made by Lewis. Can't shake the defender, and he's slung down at about the 43-yard line.
That may be the first time that he's been hemmed up, and that first contact has brought him down tonight.
2nd down and about 7.5 to go now. Staying in the air. Catch is made. Not a whole lot of running room after the catch, but pulling it in again is going to be Walker. Set up 3rd down for the Thunderbirds, and he's having some words there with the official. Not sure what he's.
A little chippy right there. It's like a pretty good hit. Or maybe a little extracurricular at the end, can't tell.
But 3rd and 2, that's going to be the big story right here, trying to get these 2 yards, keep the drive alive for the Thunderbirds. And Robinson again with the pass this time. Nobody home, just cannot get it on the outside to Walker, so sets up a 4th and a couple.
Yeah, had some pressure and really couldn't step into the throw and deliver it with some authority. Had to kind of throw it with nothing but arm off his back foot and bounced it out there.
This drive has been the aerial assault here.
Looks like the Thunderbirds will go for sure, and I'd be surprised to see Robinson use those legs on this one.
Yeah, a little RPO. You see Auburn threatening the blitz there. Walker comes in motion. And now they look. Slant. Catch is made. Slid back and then dove out. And looks like that is going to be enough for the 1st down. That time. Good catch out here. Diving for the 1st down is going to be William Ford.
Yeah, Auburn's going to bring pressure right here. Picked up very nicely by Park Crossing, and really a well-thrown ball. And gets plenty for the 1st down.
Robinson connects again with Ford, and that's keeping this drive alive. Down to the 41-yard line of Auburn. Robinson looks to the side. Here comes late pressure. Rolls to the right side. Gets away from it. in trouble. Now throwing it down there, and let's see, they will say out of bounds. Looked like pulling it in over there with a big catch was Tolliver, but I think he couldn't hang on. It looked like for a moment he might pull that in.
You know, he has it right there, but is not able to pull it in. Of course, you see, you know, one of the things that that Robinson brings you with, you know, with the, you know, his great athleticism is the escapability that he has. He had pressure, was able to wheel away from it and avoid the sack.
Motion to the far side here on 2nd down and 10. Tolliver flips it out here. Catch made by Lewis, and he'll be brought down. A little short gain there to about the 39, so a couple of yards, going to set up a 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, just a little, you know, 2-yard out route, and you know, you're counting on his ability to break tackles to, you know, to turn that into something a lot more than 2 yards. But Auburn doing a much better job of tackling him than they did in the first half.
Big 3rd down play here to the Thunderbirds. You're in 2-down territory, though. Robinson drops back, late pressure again, flips it out there, and the catch was made. Not much of a gain there, maybe about a half yard, but pulling it in again is Ford.
Yeah, not much of a gain, but a heck of a catch. He's going to go up here with one hand. This is a little crossing route, little scissors, pulls that thing in with one hand.
That is a great catch.
And mesh over the middle, and usually you try to spring a defender by the rubbing off, but Auburn picks it up nicely and brings up this 4th and 7.
Robinson takes the snap, drops back, flag. Going to stop this one. It's 4th and 6. And I believe they may have procedure. Looked like the slot receiver was lined up in the neutral zone. I believe that may be the call. And it's going to be 5 yards, taking it 4th and 11.
Oh, that's another one of those unforced errors that's so frustrating to a coach. And of course, I think he's stating a case here that he maybe doesn't think his guy was. But you know, 4th and 7, 4th and 12 when you're driving, that's a huge difference.
And I believe that would force the punting unit on. Let's see. And confusion, so they're going to call a timeout and talk about it. Coach Harris getting everybody situated here. Not sure if they want to go for this or not. Like I said, 4th and 6 is one thing. 4th and 11, Coach, that's a totally different animal.
You bet. I wasn't sure whether they wanted to talk to his unit or whether they wanted to talk to the referee. It looks like he's talking to everybody right now. But those unforced errors, he's having his say. Like one of his players was trying to have a say too, and he said, "Get back on the sideline. I'll handle this."
Appreciate all of the folks watching throughout the state of Alabama, and we want to welcome some new folks around the Phoenix City area. CTV Beam, and again WOTM on channel 79 and 286 HD there. So appreciate all the folks down in the Phoenix City area that checking out WOTM Sports. We appreciate you being with us tonight, and look forward to a great partnership in the future. So glad to have them as part of our affiliate list, and appreciate them here on this Thursday night. Again, Halloween night, a cool night. Temperature continuing to drop. Freeze warning for a lot of North Alabama.
And if you don't have WOTM, call your cable provider. See if they can get you hooked up.
Find a way to make it happen.
Lots of good football coming in this playoff time.
So 4th and 11. Park Crossing will go for it. And here comes the pressure, in trouble. He's going down, loses it. It's going to be pounced on by an offensive lineman, so they are not able to pick that up and get it, but a great blitz from the outside, and Robinson never saw it coming, and it will be Auburn football.
Well, Tommy, this is called +1, where you bring one more than can be blocked. And guess who the +1 is right here? It's the young
number
man.
11.
The number 11 coming off your left side right there. They schemed it up very nicely, encumbered both the guard and the tackle of that side, and I think that was Jeremiah Marshall, I think. Or it might have been John Wesley Rogers, but I think it was Marshall that came clean.
Hand off to Diggs. He'll fight forward to about the 43-yard line. Auburn leading by 10 with a chance to increase that lead here.
Well, that's kind of a blitzer's dream right there. I mean,
not the blind side. I mean, but Robinson never felt him coming.
No, he never saw him. Of course, the route looked to the left, and just got a clean hit on him.
McGlon going to go deep. Got a man down there. Catch is going to be made just like the catch before halftime.
Same
it
route.
looked very similar and pulled in the same way. And a touchdown for Ray. And he's got another one tonight. And quickly Auburn goes up 30-14.
Yeah, they ran a little combination route underneath to try to hold that safety, and it was just enough. The post route from the left of your screen is going to come in. Then you see the safety for Park Crossing is covering an underneath route. Corner has outside leverage, and that's easy pickings for Auburn. And ball's laid up just right, and second score of the night for that young man.
Extra point, Owsley kicks it up and kicks it through, and a 17-point lead for Auburn. Again, a 17-point advantage. It starts off with a big hit like that, and then the offense capitalizes. 17-point lead for the Tigers. We'll be back after this.
Don't crack under the pressure of foundation issues. The certified specialists at Ox Foundation Solutions can permanently fix foundation problems at the best price, guaranteed. If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Youth suicide. Don't want to talk about it? You should. Hi, I'm Nick Saban, head football coach at the University of Alabama. 4 out of 5 teens who attempt suicide have given clear warning signs. By knowing the warning signs associated with suicide and knowing how to help, you could save a life. Visit jasonfoundation.com and start learning how you can make a difference.
Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Locally owned and accredited, Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
31-14, your new score. Auburn with a lead by 17. And this kick is going to go into the end zone, so 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Park Crossing. Got to get something going offensively, and I think we talked about it during the first half. We talked about it at halftime, and that's protecting the football. And you know, and you look at Robinson, that last play, he took a pretty good shot. I mean, it was 4th down anyway, but it's if they are going to make a run in the playoffs, that's one thing they are going to have to do. I mean, he's looking to the left all the way, never feels the pressure coming, and it pops loose, and it was very close to being another scoop and score.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, when you go no back now, I mean, you know, you've got five blockers, and it's pretty easy to bring that 6th guy. And Auburn did a great job of it that time and forced the turnover.
Robinson on the keeper, spun down. He'll lose back to the 12-yard line. I believe that's Sorrells. He's had a good ball game.
Yeah, he really has. We've called his name a lot tonight. He's been all over the field for the Tigers.
Both these teams, of course, heading into the playoffs. You got Park Crossing. They will be on the road to the top-ranked Saraland squad. They'll be journeying down there.
It's a pretty tough assignment, obviously, playing the #1 team, but they've got some talent.
Robinson, pump fake, going to look deep. Looking down the middle of the field, got a man, catch is made, spins away, and off to the races. Here we go. To the near side, that's going to be Ford outrunning everybody. And Park Crossing is on the board and cuts the lead back to 10 in a hurry here with 3:35 left in the third.
Really strange play. They go to the post route, and it's double covered. But you're going to watch the two Auburn defenders are really going to run into each other. As you look at it right there, they're going to collide with each other. Mm-hmm. And as the ball is caught, there's not another Auburn defender in sight. And it's going to go the distance.
We talked about in the pregame the explosiveness of this Park Crossing offense, and you see it right there. Is offensively, when they keep the football off the ground, and you know they're able to make some things happen.
Yeah, but the deep ball just seems to be thrown almost at random to receivers. I mean, whether or not they're covered or double covered doesn't seem to make any difference because that play was well covered. There's two defenders right there, and they both went for the ball and knocked each other off. And that young man took a big advantage of it. And I don't know why he's limping. I don't know whether they got dinged on the extra point or.
Yeah. Yes, we've got a 10-point lead now for Auburn. You look at the Class 6A Region 2 standings, and of course Dothan and Eufaula tied for #1. They're going to look at a tiebreaker there. Sidney Lanier and Park Crossing tied for 3rd. And again, you look at the way this just shakes out. Park Crossing is going to finish in the 4th spot, so they will be going on the road to Saraland as they open up the postseason. The winner of that game gets either Stan Hope Elmore or Paul Bryan High School. So on the road to Saraland to open it up. But, you know, they always used to say, Coach, you got to be in it to win it. And if you're not in the playoffs, chances are you're not going to win it.
Well, there's no doubt about that. And it's not like they go to the dance unarmed. I mean, they've got some weapons, and as they showed there, they've got some, as we saw in the last play, they've got some explosive power. They just have got to play with the same enthusiasm they played with tonight, but they got to take care of the football.
Short kickoff right here. Going to be fielded at about the 18-yard line, trying to get some running room, going across the field to try to get the wall, and chopped down at about the 32-yard line. And that's going to be Thomas on the return. And you look at Class 7A Region 2, of course, Central Phoenix City sitting atop. Prattville finishes in that 2nd spot. Auburn will be going in the 3rd spot. And then also you got Robert E. Lee finishing 4th. So actually Auburn in the 2nd spot. They will host Murphy next week. I think. Is that right?
Yeah, a very competitive region. Lots of good football teams in there. And you see Auburn draws Murphy.
Biggs on the carry, and all of a sudden this defense for Park Crossing starting to feel it a little bit. Curtis Perry with a big stop right there. Only a sophomore, and that is a good-looking sophomore.
Yeah, he's been on many plays tonight. He's got a great future ahead of him, still 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. I mean, this one's got a long way to go still. Just a 10-point game.
2nd down and 15 now, and Perry follows that up by stepping into the neutral zone. So he takes away 5, and he giveth 5.
And that'll get your coach walking back to the water cooler.
After a big play, sets it back up to 2nd down and 10 now. C.J. Harris. Again, as you said a little bit earlier, it's kind of like the season for this team. They make the great play, and then just something comes up and bites them right there, and that's kind of what's happening.
Lots of peaks and valleys.
And again, another stop in the backfield as that defensive line is getting the penetration. That time on the stop, number 93, Bernard Gooden. He is only a junior.
We've called his name a lot tonight as well. And of course, Curtis Perry, he's having his way in the middle of that defensive formation just about any time he wants it.
This defensive line for Park Crossing all will be coming back next year, by the way.
Good-looking bunch.
Yeah. Big 3rd down and 12 here. See if this Thunderbird defense can get a stop. The flip out here is incomplete, and it will be incomplete and force a 4th down, so Auburn's going to have to punt the football away.
And I watched the front that time that we talked about it, and when the ball was snapped, they both took all 3 of them took a lateral step to their right and really smelled at that play before the ball was ever snapped.
Yeah, just really followed the flow of the play, and again, they'll come up with a stop, so it's punting time for this Auburn Tiger team.
That is one very cold-looking punter right there.
If that's all you do.
Now, he'll probably boom one about 70 yards now that I said that, but he looked like he was frostbit.
Like kicking a cement block here. Gets this one out of here and does get a good punt. Fair catch called for and made. Park Crossing will have the football back at the 28-yard line, 1st down and 10. So let's see if this Thunderbird offense can come up with another big play.
Yeah, another score here that will make it real interesting going into the 4th quarter.
Minute 42 left.
As we get a look at Trevor Robinson, who has been either very, very, very good tonight or very, very, very bad. Not much in between.
C.J. Harris hopes that the good version takes the field this time. 1st down and 10. He'll hand it off to Crockett right side. Crockett tries to cut it back. And he'll fall forward for a couple of yards. Talk about Crockett, another player that will be coming back. He is only a junior. As we said, we saw this team earlier in the year, and this is a Park Crossing team that looks a little more on the same page now. And even though they won that first time we saw them, you're seeing a team that's starting to can play with a lot of people again if they can secure the pigskin. Lewis on the carry, not a lot of room there, and he's going to be dropped right at the line of scrimmage. Stop Soils once again. This guy is all over the field.
And really, the Auburn defensive interior, not that Park Crossing ran the ball at will in the first half, but much stingier this half than they were in the first, and much tougher going for the Thunderbirds between those tackles than it was in the first half.
Here it's 3rd down and 5. Big play here. Robinson with the shotgun will stop. Throw it out here. Catch is going to be made to the 39-yard line. A great catch. Threw it behind him, but Walker goes up and plucks it out of the air.
Yeah, Auburn's going to come with 5-man pressure right here, which makes you 1 man short in that underneath zone. Makes a pretty big area between the linebacker and the flat defender, and Park Crossing threw it right into that area.
Yeah, I believe Walker may have got a knee to the back of the head, and that's the way we end period number 3. Can Park Crossing come up with a run here in this 4th? We'll find out on the HSAA TV Game of the Week.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coach Adam Weingarten, his team is 6-3. He is 12 minutes away from getting win number 7, but cannot seem to put away this Park Crossing team. They build a 17-point lead and then give up a quick 7, and Park Crossing trying to battle their way back into it. Have a 4th down and 1, and they appear to be going for it right here. Big play for this Auburn defense to try to come up with a stop. They'll give it off, and maybe second effort fighting forward. It's going to depend on the spot.
Yeah, well, they brought in a big lineman to carry the football.
Yeah, Henderson came in offensively.
And, I always kind of hated doing that. You give the ball to a guy that does not carry the ball very much.
He takes it, and he's hit right at the line, but you watch, he moves the pile forward. And that second, third effort gets the first down. So this Park Crossing offense will stay on the field. Again, starting this 4th quarter.
You've heard the term rolling the pile. Well, that rolled the pile about as good as you can roll it.
That time Robinson trying to hit Walker on the slant and just could not connect. And again, hits him a low pass, and the timing of everything's off. The coverage is there, and that one just didn't look like everybody was in agreement.
Yeah, that slant route that far inside is always a tough throw and catch because there's just so many people around. They've been hitting that area outside between the flat defender and the linebacker. That time it was really in the box, and it's just a tough throw.
Robinson looking deep, throws it back shoulder throw, battle for it, and let's see what the officials say. He did come up with it. Was the foot in bounds? Let's see. The officials talk about it, and they will say, yes, he did come up with a catch.
And I don't think Auburn's going to like that call very much.
Especially on that sideline.
But let's take a look at it right here.
He's got it. So
don't know where that foot was on, was in or not. I know the knee came down out of bounds, but nice concentration to try to get on the rebound as they go for the back shoulder throw. And
1st down and 10. Here come the Thunderbirds down to the 45-yard line, and movement there. And that's going to cost Park Crossing 5 yards. That time. Jalen Brown, 6'5", 325, a junior. Twisted the shoulders, and when you're that size, you don't get away with that.
Nope. And again, another unforced error. And you know, you get a big catch, you're driving again, and then the procedure penalty, and you lose 5. And worse than losing the 5, it's 1st and 15.
Robinson rolls out, got pressure, throws it, and the catch is made at the 40-yard line. That is another great catch for Walker. Don't know how many catches he has tonight, but he has had a tremendous one.
Well, and I
tell you,
this is a great throw too. He throws that thing into a very tight window right there, puts it right on the money, and it may have been a late hit out of bounds.
And the defender got a hand on it, but again, great concentration by Walker to haul that in. Penalty going to be against Auburn, and that's going to move the football all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like a personal foul.
Yeah, puts it right about the 25. So, again, Park Crossing threatening. Once down by 17. Trying to answer with 14 points of their own here to cut into it. This time Robinson going deep. Got a man down there. The catch cannot be made. Almost a one-handed grab down there by Tolliver. He could not pull it in. Ball is outside. He goes up with one hand and just bounces off.
Yeah, I really think this ball's pretty well thrown. And rather than trying to make the one-hand catch, I think he would have gone up with 2 hands and of course, that's a tough catch because the ball actually is behind your right ear, and you know you've got to really twist to look that thing in. He just couldn't quite come up with it.
2nd down and 10 for the Thunderbirds. Impressive drive here. Robinson hitting the backfield. He is going to be drilled that time. Ball pops loose, but Sorrells again on the stop for this Tiger defense, and he has been very impressive tonight.
Well, you know, anytime that you leave the pocket and roll out, this is kind of a bootleg action. There's a secondary contained guy that the defense has. Guess who the secondary contained guy was for Auburn?
I'm going to say number 4.
That young man right there. He read the action away, saw the boot action, and scraped hard upfield just like you're supposed to. And man, I bet he's got 15 tackles.
I bet he does. He has been. And it didn't matter if it's inside or outside. This guy's been able to play sideline to sideline. It's 3rd and 17 now. Let's see what they can dial up for the Thunderbirds. They're going to dial up a timeout, I believe, before they can get this snap, realizing the importance here. Like I said, 3rd and 17 for this Park Crossing offense. They trail by 10 with 9:19 remaining. Again, we've got the playoffs beginning next week. A huge game right here on WOTM next Friday night. 7 o'clock kickoff between the Sylacauga Aggies and the Alexandria Valley Cubs. That game being played at Lou Scale Stadium up in Alexandria. Tough place to win a ball game there, but that should be a dandy of a matchup.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
kind of 2 teams.
That's kind of a neutral site, right?
Yeah, that is a tough place to go in and get you a win. And there will be plenty of orange on that home side next Friday night as Sylacauga rolls into town.
And they will be loud.
So you get to catch all the action right here on WOTM next Friday night from Death Valley. Park Crossing, big 3rd down and 17, Coach. And you know, we've talked about this offense at times has really looked good, and then there have been times where they get the negative play or the quick penalty and puts them behind the chains, and just battling back has been tough.
Yeah, and you kind of wonder what Coach Harris's thought process is going to be here. Is he going to take 2 shots to get it all, or will he try to get half of it and come back? And you also wonder on the other side if Coach Weingarten is going to play coverage or he's going to bring the house.
You got one-on-one
Looks like
coverage
it's man
on the top.
Coverage. So could be pressure.
And back looking deep down the middle of the field. Got his man. Catch is going to be made at the 5 and into the end zone for the Park Crossing touchdown. Able to find Tolliver, and he finds his way into the end zone with 9:09 remaining. That was a well-delivered pass by Robinson.
Yeah, just a beautifully designed play. And Auburn is going to bring 5 men in pressure. It's all picked up very nicely. And you see the post route over the middle splits the 2 middle safeties, and right on the money. And we've got us a heck of a football game here with 9:09 left.
Park Crossing fighting their way back into it. Extra point coming up right here. He is up, and it is good. 31-28, a 3-point advantage now for the Auburn Tigers, the number 10 team in Class 7A, on the ropes. And you see Robinson step back, confidence as he drills it right down the middle. Great pass.
Yeah, it really was, and you know, kudos to the running back and offensive line for the great protection right there. You can see that Robinson, there's nobody around him. It's like he's out to practice early, and the ball is right on the money.
So 3-point lead with 9:09 remaining. And the way your defense has been playing, you got to get this defense from Park Crossing to come up with another stop here and try to get the ball back. Make something happen. Of course, all this leads up to what is the Premier's Championship event pretty much in the nation, and it happens at Jordan-Hare Stadium December 4th through the 6th, and that is the AHSAA Super 7. It is so much fun to go check out ball games. I don't care if you've got a team that is not there. You need to check it out, and you can find all the actions right here on WOTM. It'll be exclusive coverage of the Super 7 from Jordan-Hare Stadium. You can catch it all right here. So looking forward to a great 3 days at down on the plains.
Well, and a sidelight of that is it's almost like that, especially in the smaller schools, that they bring their cities with them. You know, you really get a real taste for the communities and the schools, and it's just so much fun to be there. I hope people will take great advantage of what you said is a very unique event, and could very well be the best high school football championships in America.
We are looking forward to being there and broadcasting all of those games. And again, a lot of folks can catch them right here on WOTM. If you make it down to some of the games, you can catch the ones you can't make it to, obviously. And it's going to be a great time. And looking forward to some great talent being on hand there, and cannot wait to make our way to Jordan-Hare Stadium. Movement in the interior again, and let's see, is it on the offense or if they got Curtis Perry again? Curtis Perry
is that
looks to be guilty.
Is that 3 times tonight, or is
I was thinking 4.
Yeah,
I'm thinking 4.
That's almost unbelievable.
As he just right into the neutral zone, and that's going to cost him 5. And
I'll say one thing: Coach Harris is much more patient and calm than somebody I know would be.
I'm telling you. Makes it 1st down and 5 now. So they are Tigers leading by 3. Would love to put together a pretty good drive here. So you give it off to Diggs, and it's not a bad option for sure. He'll bring it out to the 48-yard line. Pick up a 5 yards, close to 1st down yardage, and they will say yes, he does pick up the 1st down.
Good authoritative run again by that young man. This is just zone play. Nice job. They wrap the center around. He's able to pick off the middle linebacker, and good tough running again. How about that Auburn Brain Trust with the play signals on the sideline? You think they're not into it?
I believe they're bringing the plays in a hurry. Here we go. Back to Diggs again. This time nothing doing. That defensive line got their way into the backfield. Led by number 93, Gooden, as he is a
see that they're big Kanye West fans over there on the sideline, and they also like Kermit the Frog. So,
and yeah, not sure what that's not Angry Birds, but
no.
what is it?
I was never smart enough for that.
I'm gonna tell you those signals now. There's some creative folks to do that.
I use the same signals for 40 years. I just counted.
You didn't have a big board?
No. I was just hand signals, and that was it. Never changed them.
Whatever they pointed to, gave it to Diggs, and then he's able to fight through a hole there and pick up about 4. Makes it 3rd down and 6. Clock rolling, 7:34.
It's a huge series right here now, too. I mean, if Auburn can score, I mean, it becomes a 2-score game again. If Park Crossing can stop them, I mean, they got a chance to win the game on the next drive. So there's no small stakes here.
Back to Diggs, right side. He finds a gap, cuts through it, across the 40-yard line, and hammers his way down to the 35. That is tough running right there, and another Auburn first down.
Yeah, it really is. Nice job, on the wraparound play right here to get the edge. But, I mean, that's a great cut right there by Diggs. He's into the short side of the field, and making that cut and getting his shoulder squared enough to get north and south and pick up that extra yardage it takes pretty good athletic ability to do that. And that's that's a big gain.
And off again, cuts it right back to the 30-yard line. 25 gets in the open field and down to the 15 before he's tracked down. And all of a sudden, Diggs taking over this drive, and he sets up Auburn with another big first down.
Second verse, same as the first.
24 yards to the 11-yard line, first down Auburn.
Good run by Diggs, and all of a sudden it's first down and 10, and welcome into the Metro Goals red zone. Of course, whether you're looking at, for a basketball goal for your own backyard or soccer fields, you need to get in touch with the folks at Metro Goals. To the Wildcat formation. Right side is Diggs, in trouble, and he will be spun down. He reaches the 10-yard line.
Yeah, really strung out well that time by the Park Crossing front. Just, kept their outside leverage and just nowhere really to go with the football.
6 minutes and rolling left in this one. Got a player down for Park Crossing out here at about the 15-yard line, but we'll take the break here. Again, 5:58 remaining in the contest. 3-point lead for the Auburn Tigers. Back with more in just a moment.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. The road to Jordan Hare starts this Friday on WOTM with live first-round AHSAA playoff coverage featuring the Sylacauga Aggies visiting Death Valley to take on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Stay with WOTM each Friday for live games every round of the playoffs and on to Jordan Hare for exclusive TV coverage of the Alabama High School Athletic Association Super 7 only on WOTM.
What's lurking under your home? Moisture and unsafe air from your crawl space can infiltrate your home, causing health hazards and high utility bills. Ox Foundation Solutions will help you with the best plan to keep your home safe. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
31-28 the score. As you see, player get checked out there for Park Crossing. And they're checking the right leg there. Hard to believe it is week number 10. And like we said, it was 100 degrees for so much of the season, and tonight's the first cold night. We've had a couple that have been kind of cool, but tonight, as you said, Coach, what were you reading about? 38 degrees a while ago?
No, only 39.
Only 39. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to over exaggerate or anything. So right at 39 degrees, the wind is continuing to blow. And
it's good to see Bernard Gooden get up and walk off under his own power. And Coach Weingarten, he looks very nice and toasty. Unless he's got a thermal battery pack in that jacket. Why?
He does. On the Wildcat, it's Diggs, and he fights his way into the end zone. He's not going down yet. He will take it into the end zone, and all of a sudden Auburn goes up 37-28.
Yeah, and he would not be denied.
Great.
Right up the chute.
Tough run right there. Diggs. Good blocking up front, and once you got the defense on their heels, he just powered his way into the end zone.
Well, you notice too that when that pile gets rolled, those Auburn blockers, they maintain contact. And let me tell you something. You imagine trying to tackle Dig with about 250 pounds in your lap as that one is blocked.
Curtis Perry comes right through there, and he's going to block that one. So our score remains 37-28 with 5:45, and a lot of games going on tomorrow night in football. But let me tell you what's going on. This volleyball thing is happening this weekend. The state championships that are going on. Let me tell you, Donahoe gets a 3-2 win over Westminster, and that is a state championship there. Also, Jasper in Class 5A, they win 3-0 over Faith Academy. Spanish Fort 3-1 over Hazel Green. GW Long gets the win over Addison 3-1. Montgomery Academy 3-0 over Geraldine, and then Mountain Brook 3-0 over McGill-Tulane. And again, Providence and Bayside still going on, as that is a championship day in volleyball with the HSAA. So a big day of action at the net here in the HSAA.
And noticed I think Hazel Green was ranked number 1 in 6A, and Spanish Fort was able to come back with a state championship. And 7A, of course, McGill-Tulane has that long tradition, but Mountain Brook shut them out today. So congratulations to all those state champions.
See if Park Crossing can get something going offensively, hurdling a defender out to the 35-yard line. And it will be first down and 10 for Park Crossing. Got 5:36 to operate. Going to have to move rather quickly, down by 9.
Yep, 9 is the big number right there. 2-score game. I think what they got 5:36. I mean, what they've got to do is they've got to get some kind of points on this drive. Field goal, touchdown, something. And they need to be relatively patient with that. They need to make sure they get something on the board. Now, after that, then they got to do whatever they got to do to win the game.
So on first down, the shotgun.
And they did use some timeouts earlier. They're going to cost them here.
Pass a little too tall, intended for Walker on the crossing pattern. Lucky to get a second down because that lands right between 2 defenders.
Yeah, just to finish that thought, Park Crossing only has 1 timeout left, and that could hurt them here as they work this last 5 minutes.
They'll stick with the empty backfield. Send Walker to the far side. Here comes the 4th defender. They throw it where he leaves from and through the hands of a defender out here.
Yeah, Auburn's going to stem late and bring that edge defender from the short side of the field. He is untouched and forces that ball way early. And this very fortunate for Park Crossing. This one wasn't run back the other way. Is a great break on the ball. And there are reasons why guys play defense.
Thomas that time, if he hauls that in.
Yeah, he's going the other way in a hurry.
There is no doubt he is in the end zone. 3rd down and 10. Robinson throws it out, too tall, incomplete. Brings up 4th and 10. He was looking on the outside for Tolliver. Tolliver had a little step and had gotten some separation.
Yeah, but that edge pressure coming off the weak side from the boundary has disrupted Robinson's throws on the last 2 plays.
The Birds going to have to punt the football away. 4th and 10. Back at your own 35-yard line, going to have to kick it.
I'm a little surprised by this. In a 2-score game, I think you could make a case for having to go for it right here.
Coach Harris may be thinking about it again. Again, only 1 timeout. Low snap, gets it out of there. Very short punt, hits it midfield.
Especially when my punt only goes about 25 yards. So. Be nice to know that before the kick, wouldn't it?
If you know that early enough, you can go ahead and go for it.
But I really do think you can make a case for going for it right here, but since it is a 2-score game.
5:11 left, and here comes Auburn.
So now the pressure is on the Park Crossing defense. They need a 3 and out.
They're going to get the football back really quickly here, and you expect Auburn to keep it on the ground, keep that clock churning.
Absolutely, and. If they get a 3 and out, they can only lose about somewhere between 1:30 and 1:48, somewhere around there.
I think it's Aaron Diggs' time, and that's exactly who gets the call. He is hit once, and I think the Park Crossing defense also knew that it was Aaron Diggs' time.
Yeah, just Joshua Rudolph was the stunning linebacker that came through just about untouched.
37-28.
I always love football signals now, I tell you. They're really
it's animated.
We used to have a play called West in Denver, and the signal was to pull a gun out of your holster. And
you don't do that nowadays.
Well, no, you don't. But we were winning kind of big one day, and our guy pulled it out of his, fake out of his holster and twirled it. As looks like Diggs getting ready to twirl the Park Crossing defense.
Diggs down to the 40-yard line again, continuing to plant that foot, get upfield, and another good run by number 27.
So these guys on the sideline, they're going to have a little fun with it now, especially if they get a little breathing room. Boy, has he kind of taken over the game here when Auburn had to have it?
In this fourth period, he has really carried the load.
Yeah, I read some stuff about him, this afternoon, and evidently he's a great young man and does a lot of stuff, not just on the field too.
Going deep, it's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Kind of surprising there.
Yeah, because that stops that clock, and especially running the ball as well as they are.
Let me ask you, you looked at the sideline and you got about 3 or 4 coaches making signals, and we've talked about that a little bit. Are all of them making to different groups, or is there some that are just making up stuff as they go?
Well, usually I'd say yes to both of them.
Okay.
I think you've got, signals that are going to different groups, but somebody in there is not for real.
Okay. Just not.
Yeah.
He's usually the most creative one.
Yeah,
so.
well, and sometimes it'll change by series.
Okay.
So that it's hard to draw a beat on it. And but the guy that I had for years was great at it now. I mean, he had a lot of fun with it, and he was like an orchestra leader. And their guys are pretty good too now.
Yeah, they are now. They've got some signals now. 3rd down and 3 after a 7-yard run by Diggs. And this time they'll go to the fullback. He's not going to get it. Nowhere to run. Curtis Perry's got him by the leg, and he is not going to let go. So it's going to bring up 4th down for this Tiger offense.
Now the ball's on the 33. He may very well go for it right here. I guess you could make a case to try to pin him deep, but looks like they're going to go.
Okay, that's where you eat, and
we're going to eat a
Did you hear what we're eating?
We're going to eat a whole shot to the top of the head. Either that or he just ordered a double cheeseburger.
That means give it to Diggs.
Yeah,
Let's see if he gets first down and turn up sideline. And
I think he's got it, Tommy.
I think that's the play. Let him eat.
I think he picked up the first down.
Let him take it to the house as Diggs goes into the end zone, and Auburn takes a 43-28 lead.
That's that same sweep play that he ran with such authority in the last drive right here. And that's going to pretty well put it away right here.
Diggs was a linebacker, makes the move to running back, and you can see there's a lot of skill when that guy's got the football. He is a fun player to watch. And like I said, Coach, he's one of those where you sit there and go, everybody wants a player like that on their team where you can count on that guy in the 4th period.
Yeah, and I think he's really the kind of guy that can be a bell cow for a football team. So
he'll get into the end zone, takes it to 44-28 with 2:43 remaining in the ball game, and Auburn looks like they're going to wind up the season 7-3 as they are 2 minutes 43 away from winning this thing. If you're looking for an Strong player of the game, let me tell you, I think you got to go with number 27. He has shown it all here in this ball game, Coach.
Well, I could not agree more, Tommy. He's been everything we thought he would be, and you can see, he has really taken the Auburn team on his back when they had to have him. Found the end zone several times tonight, but I've been so impressed with his ability to run the football after contact. And, that little move right there, that kind of, I don't know, hyperspace.
Yeah, just a little jump move, and he jumps over the defender, but he is our Strong player of the game, presented by Ox Foundations here on this Thursday night. And again,
and second guessing, as us announcers do, which is always 100% right. Probably should have not kicked it on 4th.
Yeah, you'd go for it, wouldn't you? That kick goes out of bounds, and Park Crossing will have pretty good field position. 2:43 left, and they'll try to do something here in the last 2:43 that you would give you a pretty good taste in your mouth heading into preparation for the first round of the playoffs. So they're trying to get something going offensively to leave this game on a positive note.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's not impossible that they could win the game. I mean, it's been done before, but the mountain just got a whole lot higher. But win or lose, I mean, they want to leave this field with as positive of feeling as they possibly can.
Robinson rolls left, flips it down there, incomplete.
Yeah, just really just kind of pulls up and just kind of flips the ball out with not much on it. Not much of a chance to complete that one at all.
Well, a chunk and a hope there, just kind of hoping your player would run up under it. 2nd down and 10. Park Crossing next week on the road to Saraland. Auburn will be taking on Murphy next Friday night. And off that time, not a lot for Lewis, but don't forget you can find out all the brackets and find out all the information coming up Saturday as the AHSAA playoff bracket reveal special, and that's from the AHSAA offices down in Montgomery. Saturday noon, 9 until noon, and a good chance to find out about how the playoffs will get started next weekend across the state of Alabama.
It's really an exciting time. It's a little bit festive. You know, they call out the teams and announce the, the sites, and every once in a while there's a little controversy, and it's just, it's really a very, very fun thing to, to be a part of.
Robinson throws late, and it is broken up, almost picked off out there, but it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down and 12.
Well, just really, none of those really had much of a chance to be successful. The timing was off on everyone, or the throws were, and Park Crossing has been able to get tight, but they have not been able to get over the hump tonight, and
punted away here.
Seemed like every time they were to a point where they could make a point to maybe gain the lead, or at least to pull back closer again, why Auburn always had an answer, and Park Crossing will punt again, which
snaps it back. Low end over end kick, gonna hit and roll a while. Inside the 30 and down to about the 25-yard line. So minute 31 left in this one. You got a coach there who's getting his team ready for the playoffs as they, again, looking at Region 2 and Central and Prattville. Right now it looks like Central Phoenix City will be at home taking on Fairhope. Theodore will be hosting Prattville. Also, you got Enterprise heading to McGill-Tulane, and Murphy will come to Auburn to take on the Tigers.
Yeah, and of course, these are all unofficial until they have the show. And I was going to say, it looks like that Auburn's got a pretty tough row to hoe to get where all of them want to get to, but so does the other side. There's no easy road.
No, when you're looking at that, there's not a lot of gimmies in there. And Auburn can just take a knee right here.
Every coach's favorite play right here.
Get the clock rolling. And again, Park Crossing on the road. They will be headed down to Saraland, finishing up the season 3-7. And they will finish as the number 4 seed out of this region.
And
winner of that one gets Stanhope or Paul Bryant, round 2.
And they can make some noise. There's certainly some talent there, but they're going to have to do a lot better job of taking care of the football and avoiding the tough mistakes than they did tonight.
Just protecting the football, and like I said, you see the explosiveness. We talked about it in the pregame, some of those chunk plays, and you see the opportunities there for this team. And
absolutely.
One thing about it is you look at it too, and very young team, a lot of talent coming back next year for Park Crossing. Got football again tomorrow night. Big game between the Fayetteville Wolves and the B.B. Comer Tigers. And we talked about the playoffs, and it all comes down sometimes in a lot of races as far as tiebreakers. So B.B. Comer desperately needs a win in order to get into the postseason as they take on Fayetteville tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, right here on WOTM. And they will take the final knee of the ball game, and the Auburn Tigers will move to 7-3 on the year. And Park Crossing finishes up 3-7. 44-28 going to be your final score as they got down the final stretch of the ball game. And it was all Diggs as he was able to get a couple of late touchdowns to put this one, you don't want to say on ice because it is a cool night already here at Crampton Bowl. So it's been a good cold night and a big win tonight for this Auburn Tiger team. See the teams meeting there, and they will meet here on this Thursday night and head to the playoffs. Again, Auburn with a big win tonight over Park Crossing. It's been a great regular season. Stay tuned for tomorrow night's game, Fayetteville and B.B. Comer, and then the playoffs throughout the postseason right here on WOTM. Coach Rick Rhodes, I'm Tommy Wood saying so long. We'll see you next time with more AHS AA High School Football.